where it says now what. That's the thing about, when I'm addressing the individual and the now what. And I want to point out this example, which you said you're quitting smoking.
Yeah.
And quitting for the sake of quitting is not a recipe for success.
Yeah.
Right. So it's about the now what. I would love to see, like, when people do these sobriety type announcements, what I think might be helpful for them and everybody else, I would say, just a thought, is, okay, also include in that the now what. What am I doing next to make sure I stay on this path? What are my next goals? What are my next things that I want to achieve?
Right.
Like, what's going to keep me moving in a positive direction and keeping that momentum flowing?
And the people you surround yourself with.
Right.
Right.
So, like, when you were telling me you quit smoking, and you're like, also, I quit energy drinks. I quit, and now I'm learning how. You said you're learning.
Next week, I am going to start a membership. I'm actually going to be taking up boxing.
Yeah.
I am going to be working one-on-one with a trainer to learn how to box over the next year.
So you've done two things.
To get in shape, to lose the weight.
Right. So you've done two things. Three things, really. You've quit, first of all.
Yep.
Which actually kind of accidentally rolled into quitting multiple things. But the second thing is you have a goal of what's next. You have the now what.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how much was going to be in that 2 words of that entire post, but I think there's a lot there. Not only that, you not only have the now what, but you also have the why. I've got a daughter who I would like to be able to stay alive, a good long time.
Well, I didn't want to be I didn't want to be on an oxygen tank because she's crossing the stage as she's graduating high school.
Right.
And she made a comment to me that she was, my daughter was always kind of hesitant and kind of like didn't want to ever tell her dad, hey, dad, smoking really bothers me. Can you stop doing it? Yep. She's mentioned it to others. Yeah. And others have come to me and said, hey, your daughter's kind of concerned. It's self-evaluation. It's like what I'm doing is not only impacting my health, but it's affecting others, such as what your daughter was doing.
Right.
What she was doing was affecting her health, her grandchild, and then those close.
Her child, yeah.
Her child.
Yeah.
What did I say?
You said grandchild.
Yeah, I said your grandchild.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I missed it.
Anyways, but it affects those closest to you and those around you. And for me, it was like, okay, I didn't want this just to be, well, I quit smoking. This was my one goal, and that was it.
Yeah.
I wanted to actually improve my life, as such as you said, what's next? I stopped the energy drinks. And I next week I've got a meeting with the owner at the boxing facility, and we're going to discuss I'm going to be training 2 days a week, but I wanted to lose the weight. Weight has been an issue for me. Back when I had my medical problems with my liver, I was on a lot of antibiotics. And if you know anything about taking a lot of antibiotics, you gain weight, or steroids. I'm sorry.
Steroids.
Steroids. Well, actually both. And if you go back and you watch just the videos from less than a year ago, I was like 140 something pounds. Right now, as I sit, I'm at 292. I said 142, didn't I? Or 242?
Yeah. Well, you just now said 140. I'm sitting there thinking, I don't think you were ever at 140.
No, 242.
Okay.
And then I shot all the way up. I got as high as 315 was the highest I've ever been. And then right now I'm at 292.
Okay.
So it's like I needed to get my weight in check. I'm 40 years old. I'm not getting any younger. I'd like to be around for those that are close to me. Right. I have a lot more energy. I'm doing a lot more. I've actually got my daughter into working out now. So the effects of what I'm doing wasn't just that I quit smoking. This was something that branched out into so many positive things. I mean, just from my health standpoint, your lungs do rebuild themselves. And with your daughter, after she's been sober for so long, your body can, for the most part, you've done some damage, and I've done a lot of damage to my lungs, but, there's parts of her body that will start to rebuild. Right. That can. So she needs to understand that while she's still young and her body's able to really, fight things off, she can live a very healthy and productive life. And that's what needs to be next for her. And what needs to be next is that if she can't take care of herself, how is she going to take care of her daughter? How is she going to take care of other people? I mean, when you get up in the age and her mom gets up in age, is she going to be able to take care of you guys if she's strung out on drugs? No.
Yeah. No,
I mean that's what needs to be next for her, but it's a mental game, and it's got to be something that she's. When I decided to quit smoking, I sat alone with my thoughts, and it was weeks before I even quit, and I was like, how am I going to do this? This was just a self conversation with me, and thinking, okay, this is a habit I've got to break. How am I going to do this? What are what are the obstacles? Then I started reading the healthy long-term effects. After 20 years of not smoking, my lungs then go back to what they are of a non-smoker.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm thinking, I want that.
That's achievable.
20 years from now.
That's achievable.
That puts me at 60. That puts me at a place to where I might be able to live until maybe I'm 80.
Right.
Now, unfortunately, because of the damage I've done for 23 years of smoking, I'm still at high risk for lung cancer. Mm-hmm. So you kind of have to take the good with the bad, but this was self-inflicted. And I can't be upset if I ever develop lung cancer or any other cardiovascular issues that I have later on in life, because this is what I've done.
Yeah.
And maybe what your daughter went through, if she does the research of what this has done to her body, maybe she can educate others, say, hey, don't do this. This is what you're going to do to your body. This is the long-term effects.
Yeah.
I had to be okay with the fact of knowing that cancer is a probable thing for me. And it's like,
yeah. When you got to come face to face with that fact,
but I'm okay with that, because I know that I did the damage. I'm the one responsible. I have to take personal accountability for it. Now, however, with that being said, I also gave myself to live a little bit longer. Then if I kept smoking, dude, I probably would have been dead by the age of 50. Energy drinks.
You think so?
Dude, I was a heavy smoker.
Yeah, I know those energy drinks ain't no joke.
Blood pressure going through the roof. I was telling you earlier, I have got a townhome, 2 stories. I get to the top of the stairs, I'm winded.
Yeah.
I was so winded, and I wouldn't tell nobody. I go to work and I'm working 12 hours, dude. By halfway through the shift, I'm struggling.
Wow.
Plus it's hot, and I'm like, I'm so tired of living this way. Now I've got an absurd amount of energy. And it's like, things improve. I don't have the smell of my clothes. I don't have the smell of my skin. I don't, this is good. And for your daughter, it's like, maybe if she ever watches this, she will see that the positive results of, now it's not smoking, but it is other drugs that are far, far worse and far severe. But maybe when you become clean, you'll start to see a difference. Hopefully she'll see a difference in her moods.
Certainly hope so.
Her skin. You do meth, it fucks you up, dude. It makes you,
or whatever she was doing.
I don't know what it was, but yeah, I mean,